All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Kabuki Monogatari, episode 3.
And
All right.
we are in a little bit of a pickle here.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah, because the universe has been destroyed.
Yeah,
Whatever
apparently.
that means. We haven't seen...
So we must go back to the future.
We've gone back to the future, and that didn't work, and we saw, little kid Hanakawa, which was adorable, but then she sent him to the police station, but they saved Hachikuji, and
it was too easy.
And it was too easy, and now what happens?
Consequences happen.
Consequences indeed.
Yes.
They went too far past the 1%
butterfly
divergence
effect.
barrier. Yep.
So now that we have world lines potentially being a thing, we must now save the universe from our own muckery.
And whether it's a thing of the separate world lines or the changing of the one world line is very potentially important. So
very, very important. Especially since the way this kind of new part of Monogatari started, we were introduced to an entirely new character that seemed to have replaced essentially the position of Senjugahara,
or just in that location.
In that location at that specific thing.
Yeah. Right.
Y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, we're going to be starting the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
Okay. So the
post-apocalyptic.
Right. Universe is still here, even if it's messed up.
Yeah, it's more regarding, probably Araragi's universe. You know, all the people he cares about.
This looks similar to the kind of aesthetic that we saw when they were all surrounded by the shadow monsters.
Ah, yes. That's true. This is true. Okay. Hachikuji OPs are the best.
Yes.
Hachikuji OPs are awesome.
I think most of the screen time we're getting with Hachikuji this arc is from the OP.
Yikes. I doubt that's the case. I highly doubt.
By the time the arc's over, that will definitely be different.
Well, I mean, we got a tease of like future Hachikuji. So if anything, it's more of a thing of like we have to properly build up to that and make us like earn.
Right, because we're saving her. Yeah,
exactly. In more ways than one, I guess. Then, saving is like for a future time, kind of thing. Like, big thunk.
Save the snail, save the world.
Save the snail, save the world. Yes. Maybe save the snail, ruin the world, though. We've now created like, a cursed timeline where we're post-apocalyptic and everything like that directly after like, it was super easy to save wait. What's with the smelling the finger then like no. Mayoi Jianshi, part 3. Okay.
And nothing seems destroyed. It's just empty.
What?
Tell me that that's a reaction gif somewhere.
Probably. That's interesting.
What?
The idea that he said it's not worth it to go check everywhere else. Like he's already assuming everything's bad. And then she said, we should though. It's our responsibility. He had this look of like just this kind of down look. And it's like, oh.
Oh yeah, because I mean
That was so good. That was amazing. What? actually mentioning Sengoku though. It's been a while since any Sengoku stuff.
Ugh.
She became the god of war.
Yeah, it's probably unlikely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Checking a newspaper. Yep.
Oh, just because these are the last ones here.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Why does Shinobu look so down, though?
Yeah, I feel like she might know something. Like if it was something related to the whole idea of an alternate Shinobu, you know?
Oh.
Yeah.
A viable story, but not
Mhm.
necessarily the story.
Mhm.
Oh. Another World Line Shinobu has that memory.
Or maybe she's embarrassed to talk about it or something.
No, I don't think she would be dishonest here, to the point of like
Yeah.
making up that she's remembering something but doesn't remember what it is. So we go back to that time.
Yeah. Of course.
Spirited Away. You can try.
Maybe you'll see an alien that is trying
Well,
to
that's
become
actually
human.
an interesting point, though. June 14th. That's summertime. It's after the,
Right. Or
because June 14th should, because all the, I need a calendar in front of me because I feel like we should know.
what was it that happened around June 14th?
Well, I remember what happened during the end of May. That was the whole Golden Week kind of stuff.
Right.
But June 14th is a little bit
Right,
after
so it's
that.
Yeah, so it's after Kizu and things like that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got some small
Actually,
little changes.
Oh yeah, what if it was Shinobu? Wait. Oh man.
Wait, so why'd that change?
Okay.
Maybe it's them trying to stop themselves. They're like, hey, stop time traveling.
Sure,
You're
there's some
screwing
big
up stuff.
threat that basically was more than what was there before.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, what is it, Aragi? Okay.
Right. Yeah, there was intention behind this.
Oh, idea time. Oh.
I mean, yeah, time
What's-
doesn't matter.
Oh. Oh, he's gonna get absorbed. Crap. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Not even Shinobu. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she had like little flashes of like a no, like panic look. Oh, well, here we go.
All right,
Shadow demons, here we go.
time for battle.
Ooh, they remind me of the thing at the end of Gurren Lagann, you know?
Sure.
Oh my god, there's a lot of them.
Oh, okay. That's helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it just gonna last pretty much forever, or?
Yeah, that's the other thing. She's saying that, like, as long as it's in effect, so it would have a time limit. I mean, hey, she's expositing, so they can't attack right now. Like, let's get out of here then. Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And you know what's the best part about this?
What?
This is a weakened Shinobu.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. Of course Araragi would feel bad about this.
Good. Yeah, Shinobu,
That-
don't.
Well,
Oh. Wait.
yeah. I gotta say, though, this shot of them falling is
It's
gorgeous.
awesome, yeah. Listen.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had a feeling, okay. In some mass turn the entire world into vampires thing.
Whoa.
Was me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, boy.
Oh my god, we're gonna have to learn this story. That's gonna be awesome.
Wow.
Jeez. That was
Holy
Whoa.
crap. Right.
uh-huh.
And right, so what was it that didn't happen? Is it just that Araragi wasn't here? Because the Hachikuji stuff happened after Kizu in Bake, so
Uh-huh. Yeah, June 14th. Yeah. No. Go back. Whoa. Oh, the encounter at the end of
Kuro?
of
Wait.
of Bake.
Oh, at the end of Bake. Wait. Yeah. Okay.
That was when, yeah, when she stopped Black Hanakawa.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
So,
Oh.
so she was about to do.
Oh.
Okay.
Which is her feelings when she left.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, and Hachikuji helped that happen, didn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah. Yeah, she said that she was at the donut place.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Whoa.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Holy crap.
I love that line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The answer is or. Whoa. 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 Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez. Holy crap. Like a pyramid scheme. So we could find you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who knows, but
Wow.
oh, she would kill herself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jeez.
Okay.
Oh, that's. Oh, wow. Oh. Hmm. Oh, it's the perfect time for a head pat. Yeah.
Yep. Right. Yep.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Just random Costco? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
This is exactly what we would do
Yeah,
if we were the only two people left alive. We would
Yeah.
go
In
straight
an
to
apocalypse,
Costco.
go to Costco.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This
Yeah.
is just
Like we've had
literally
that
had this conversation before. What?
The Bills have Aragi's hair. Now,
Fireworks. Yeah.
now
Cool.
they could still just juice Shinobu back up, and then maybe that would do something.
Yeah, but what's she gonna drink? Araragi?
Yeah.
Is there
And then
enough?
he'd turn into a vampire. Wait.
It's just their
Okay.
outfits changing. Okay. Oh. Nice. And they're at the park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. I really think it's gonna be Hachikuji. I really think it's gonna be Hachikuji.
Oh yeah, and she had a knife on.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
her belt.
exactly.
So
She's-
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Oh, that's amazing.
That is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
Sure.
we're literally
Yeah.
we're literally setting it up for
Yeah.
Hachikuji to show up. Oh.
Oh, this is the shot. This is where it was.
That's them
when they're surrounded.
Yeah, that's them on their way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, okay.
Okay. And then okay, so, this episode was so good.
This was
So
awesome.
good. Okay, so it was Shinobu, but it wasn't
Uh-huh.
that like because of Hachikuji, Aragi, right, because that stuff happened post Kizu.
Right.
But it was because of
It's because of Hachikuji
How?
never existing in the state of an aberration that she didn't
Right.
have that relationship with Araragi because
which
she
helped
wasn't.
him find Shinobu.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it is the butterfly effect regarding Hachikuji being taken away from the situation so that
Mhm.
Shinobu is able to have that, that moment with Araragi. Sweet.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten about the whole thing of her running away because, like, when you think about it, we didn't get an explanation for why really. It's just like, oh, okay, I guess maybe she was still dealing with stuff from Kizu.
Well,
right?
there's the aspect of how Araragi was acting and also kind of ignoring her.
Yeah,
Like, because if you think about Kizu as having happened before
Right.
that,
but then also Kuro as having happened before that.
yes, that's true.
Because they did have that communication, during Kuro. So
Yeah. Teteshio. Oh yeah, Fire Sisters. Yeah.
Mm.
Fire Sisters. Disc Ultimate Frisbee. What? Huh? Yes. Ah.
Okay.
Oh. Sweet. All
That
right.
was an
We got-
amazing episode.
We got our reveal, and it's
Mhm.
funny because I was joking like earlier, like even like before this or what have you, just about like, yeah, and then Shinobu goes, into the future, and then that gives the world, the universe, the big suck, like kind of the like as like a joke.
Oh yeah, but
yeah.
but I mean that's
And that's literally what happened.
well, and if you think about it, it's almost one of those things where it's
Oh
like
my gosh.
this would be one of the most natural things in the world if you have a vampire that had
Nothing to keep it in check.
nothing to keep it in check.
Yep.
And the thing is
It'd
that
just be a matter of
with
time.
with how they do vampires in this universe, because it's
Mhm.
not something where a vampire can be easily slain, right?
Right.
Then it would turn into just pyramid scheme, zombie apocalypse, just take over the entire
Yep.
world, right? But man, okay.
So yeah, we have the causal chain of events
Mhm.
understood.
Yep.
I believe
Yep.
that it's Hachikuji was no longer put into that timeline with
Right.
Araragi to interact with him as an aberration.
Yep.
So that when the encounter with Black Hanakawa happened,
Right.
Shinobu was no longer there
Yeah.
because Araragi didn't find her.
Yep.
And then Shinobu went on her rampage, basically, and
Yeah.
destroyed the world over the course of a period of time. Araragi died at the encounter with Black Hanakawa at the end of Bake, and the only thing that we might have, like the information in previous things of Monogatari that we've
Mhm.
seen that we might not be cluing into, is that there might be out there, or there might be out there in the stuff that we've watched previously, the reason explicitly given why Shinobu destroyed the world.
Potentially, yeah.
And
Although
I think it just has to do with their connection.
Right.
And
I do like though that they stated that that basically, also as kind of like a in case you forgot, like they did a lot of stuff here that was both giving characterization and character development while at the same time refreshing the audience of like, hey, in case you forgot what was happening at this point.
right.
So the whole idea that you didn't ask me about it, and I really appreciated that,
Uh-huh.
but then, okay, yeah, it clearly something was going on, and she was thinking of destroying the world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was an emotional reaction based on something.
right.
Now,
and we
what-
still don't know.
Well, I think if we go back, I think I remember slightly Oshino bringing up. I'm trying to remember when it was,
Mhm.
but basically that there was a part of Araragi somewhat scorning her or ignoring her.
Okay.
And Oshino was like, "Ugh, you got to be careful with that because that's gonna come back to bite you if you don't take care of that." Basically, I remember something like that.
That
I'm
sounds
not-
about right. Yeah,
Now,
I don't
correct
know
me
if
if
it
I'm
was
wrong.
talking about Shinobu
I'm-
or someone else.
Well,
but-
okay, hold on. What was the part? I think it was in Nisei. There's a part
Uh-huh.
in Nisei where he's dicking around with her, basically with the donuts and stuff.
okay.
What
Was that
Nisei?
No, I think that would have been Kuro.
It was Kuro.
Yeah. Which would have fit in the timeline because that was the other thing that happened before this.
I'm
And-
just saying
'cause-
there were some parts where Araragi
Mhm.
was post Kizu, because everything's post Kizu.
Right.
But the point is, you take Kizu in that
Mhm.
they've now established their connection
Yeah.
dynamic, and Araragi was ignoring / kind of being a little bit callous towards her, and I think Oshino brought up specifically that, hey, you gotta resolve things there.
Mhm.
You gotta at least take note of things there. Otherwise, that's going to, be a problem
Right.
at some point.
And the thing is that
He
like
practically, I think, was predicting this.
okay, yeah, and with the way that the story was set up
Mhm.
in Bake, it's like okay, Shinobu is a mystery, right? Then Kizu comes along, and you're like, okay, all right, we understand Shinobu, and then Nisei comes along, and boom, we get the heart to heart conversation, between the two of them, and that stuff's resolved, right?
Yeah.
But then in Kuro, we
Mhm.
show that no, they actually did speak during that amount of time,
Yes.
right? And they did come to to terms on some
An
things, right?
understanding.
Yeah, an understanding. Enough so that when the whole stuff in Bake makes sense of her saving him and things like that and whatnot, and the idea that that the relationship is not just strictly a painful one, I suppose,
or strictly an awkward one.
right,
Because they have some understanding. That was something that when I looked back on a lot of the things that happened in Bake, it seemed a little bit odd that Shinobu would be kind of dejected alone in the in the abandoned classroom or
because
school
of
area
because of
the fact that Araragi and her had this connection there. But I thought it was then they reveal it was more of the thing of they had some level of an understanding, but it was because of their awkward
right, and yet
unresolved stuff of
yeah, and
what had
Shinobu's
happened.
still dealing with the fact that she's not an all-powerful vampire anymore, right?
right
and
yeah
and the right, so yeah, okay, so
yeah,
Mhm.
don't dick around with donuts, and the or the sulking little kid vampire might end up
Right.
being a little bit reactionary,
Mhm.
and we
Yep.
end up with a darkest timeline situation where
Yep.
everybody dead,
yeah,
maybe everybody dead. But I'm telling you, they're building up. They're
Hachikuji.
building up for Hachikuji, the
Yeah.
dystopia survivor badass girl.
Costco,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Like when we saw her design, she
Mhm.
had knives.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
She had
it was very much like
a
survival gear kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like
it
it's not
felt very what's her name, Tomb Raider
oh yeah, uh-huh.
kind of outfit. kind
Right.
of style,
It wasn't clothes that was just for the sake of clothes, right?
Yeah.
There was this idea of function to them,
Yeah.
like gloves and stuff for I
No
don't know.
excess or what have you.
Right, exactly. So yeah, that oh man, and that's gonna be so cool when it happens. But
Mhm.
I love that they did the whole thing of the world basically like again, and maybe I'm drawing connections where they aren't there, but the whole idea of time travel because homework wasn't done at the end of summer break, right? That causes all this crazy stuff to happen.
Yeah.
And then the small character that basically whose feelings aren't being understood,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And they don't fully know how to deal with them themselves, so then they do something that completely changes the world, right? And then later they feel bad about it because they realize how it
affects the people that they care
how
about.
how it affects the people that they care about, right?
Yep.
And then there's probably going to be a time travel once they figure out how to do that
Mhm.
to go back to the point where that was about to happen, and then convince other Shinobu to not do that. Or they'll do something else entirely, or they'll go back again to try and make it so that but the thing is that even if they solve that particular issue, there's
Right.
all kinds of things that wouldn't happen if Shinobu didn't or Hachikuji didn't
Yep.
meet Araragi, because
Right.
like the whole thing of like Araragi and Senjikahara getting together,
Yep.
that probably wouldn't have happened, right?
Mhm.
They mentioned the whole thing of that he would have died because of the Black Hanakawa
Uh-huh.
right at the end of Bake. Like there's a whole
So are they
lot
going
of
to
things.
Are they going to basically do the thing where they go back and they try to replace Hachikuji's role in certain points in the story, and end
Yeah.
up realizing how important she
Mhm.
is or was as an aberration, and they need to appreciate that, and then they go back and originally just kind of go back
Yeah.
and undo all their
or
work to fix it, and then
mhm.
reset it back to the original way, and have this sad moment where they have to watch Hachikuji get hit by the car and go,
well,
yeah, it's for
they,
the best.
they could do that. Another thing that they could do potentially
Mhm.
is if they make it so that basically Hachikuji still ends up meeting Araragi,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe they basically have a bunch of notes for like, okay, we're pretty sure these are all the things that Hachikuji, like did for the butterfly effect, and then leave them as notes of like, open on this day, open on this day, open on this day, open on this day.
Mm-hmm.
Then they could maybe get around it, and then, but then still have Hachikuji be in the story, right? Still save her, still have everyone know her, and things like that.
Right.
Man, yeah, it's
For
tough.
sure.
It's tough.
I loved that they went and had this whole thing of the whole world's on a scale I simply can't grasp it. It's so shocking I can't even panic. Karen Tsukihi, in order of priority, so his family is very important to him.
Yep.
Senjugahara, Hanakawa, Kanbaru, and Sengoku. I like that he mentioned all four of them, and what's great here is, of course, Senjugahara is mentioned first, and it's kind of in order of importance to him.
Yeah,
It seems like Senjugahara and Hanakawa, then Kanbaru with Sengoku, but Sengoku actually getting mentioned, where she's been like non-existent in the story for so long, not in terms of like time, because Monogatari and linear time and all that, but just it's like, oh, she actually got mentioned. Cool. Like the idea that when someone has something that's so shocking like this happen and they can't bring themselves to grieve or lament.
Right,
Now,
because it's just like it's almost like denial that this is a situation, because okay, we'll get it back to the way things were. We'll get it back to the way things were.
Right. There's the part that is, well, this is time mockery, so there's maybe a way we can fix it. But there's also this part where he's actually bringing this up so that he is actually shaken up by this.
Mm-hmm.
But then he does the switch of that's
I just can't sit there and cry about it.
But I can't just sit here and cry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has kind of like that bit of tension. So I think that this is more just tying into Araragi's problem that he's constantly had to deal with, and that he pushes down all of his feelings of basically his darker feelings whenever they come up as a survival mechanism. But here, in a place where it would make perfect sense to go into despair,
which they mention later.
Yeah, he basically summons up his own kind of inner hero strength in order to push through that here. But I find that interesting that there's this part earlier on. I don't even know if it's in the beginning before the OP. No, it's after the OP. There's a part where she says, "Hey, we should go check out the houses just in case, whether it's just the Araragi house or the whole city." And he says, "I don't think we need to confirm it." It's like he's trying to avoid kind of the, I don't want to potentially have to stuff down any more feelings at this point. So could we just not do that? And then she says, well, we have the responsibility.
Yeah. Well,
and it's already, I think, Shinobu realizing, oops, I think this was me.
Right. So we have the responsibility. It's I need to check to see exactly what I caused.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's she's already kind of projecting out that we have that responsibility, which I feel like that's something maybe Araragi kind of has a little bit of, like, he recognizes that, so he has that look of like, oh yeah, okay, but he's not happy about that. So then they do the full 5-hour inspection and everything. So it's just like, ooh, that's a in good the situation, look into their mental emotional states at that moment.
Okay, cool. And then Hachikuji's still alive. She's not an aberration in this timeline, so she can remove the talisman.
Yep.
Then
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yep. And they might have to wait for a while, but what's waiting with time travel?
What's waiting also as immortals,
that too, yeah.
Like, so, we've got it set up to where who knows, she might have even been the one that, well, no, she probably wasn't the one that put it there, because she probably doesn't know how to make a talisman. Like
right. Oshino probably did that before he died.
Yeah, it's definitely Oshino.
Well, yeah, that's a crazy thing. Oshino and everybody is dead. I mean, they're like, they might not be, Oh
no,
like,
they're dead.
But
they're super dead. Yeah. And of course, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna yell my selfish thing. What did you do, Oshino? And he's like, well, that is selfish. It didn't matter to him which talisman was used before, because the result was the same.
But even then, that's almost like Shinobu trying to being in a little bit of denial herself.
Yep.
Right. Yep. He's like, no. He wouldn't use a talisman this crazy unless there was a reason to use a talisman this crazy. Yeah. Yep.
It's
Oh wow. So in a way,
Yeah.
you could say that he was containing
Uh-huh.
Shinobu to
Yep.
this timeline.
Yep, I was just gonna say that.
Because
You read my mind.
Because
Yep.
imagine
Yep.
if you have a vampire of Shinobu's level of power, and you know that's in that level of like low state, right? You know, just all kinds of depressed
Yep.
and everything that could then time travel.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be all kinds of bad. That'd be real bad.
Yeah, in fact, given how much Oshino just kind of seems to know things, there might have been some kind of a check that, realized that there was some kind of spatial time
Right. Yeah,
disturbance
he
or
figured
what
it
have
out,
you.
and then this is his last, thing to basically
be like, okay, well, at the very
save the
least,
cosmos, even if he can't save this, timeline.
yeah, this timeline will continue on into oblivion, but
Right.
it won't ever
won't spread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's very interesting that originally I was like, well, Shinobu seems to know quite a bit about this, and it's like, yeah, of course she knows everything about how zombies and these specific zombies work here. She's like, yep, I know exactly what's going on here.
Yeah.
So it's like it's at this earlier moment here where she turns to despair.
Yep.
And I think she's realizing, oh, I know. I know what happened.
This is
here.
an anti-me talisman. Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
One of the other things that I love about this. So theoretically, right?
Mm-hmm.
The zombies wouldn't have been able to get any closer because the talisman's there, right? So they could have just had that conversation there.
Yeah.
But Shinobu has them go up into space, basically, right?
Yeah.
Super
she
high
wants
into
to
the
be
sky.
alone when having this conversation.
She
She
wants
doesn't
to be
want her
alone.
guilt staring at her
Exactly,
in the face. Yep.
which is just
good stuff.
That's such good stuff.
And at that height, they're able to see the sun, which gives them that little bit of a ray of hope. So it brings
Right,
them
but then
above
also-
the despair below them.
But then also able to check to see, yep, this like
Confirm,
also
basically.
like that last little bit of Shinobu that's like maybe it's just this town.
Yeah.
Nope, it's not this
everything.
town. It's everything. Yeah.
Mhm. So she tells
Yeah.
the story. No need to go over it too much. I appreciate that they kind of assumed the worst about us and that we forgot about June 14th and what day that was specifically. I do think that it helps to have probably all the dates of specific times, known prior to this.
Right, but the idea that they're basically saying, hey, we know there's a lot of timeline stuff. If we say a date and you're like, wait, what was that date again? We're going to make sure that you remember.
It helps, though, that they do sometimes separate things a bit by month so that certain things happen in certain months. But it is very cool that we got this full explanation here, because once the truth started to unravel, we were able to figure it out rather well before they even gave the full exposition for it. But I just love how such a scene that was originally, to me, such a small throwaway scene of basically just showing her out at the donuts here.
Yep.
Which let's talk about this. Just the fact that her last stop she made before thinking to destroy the world was the donut shop. The one sweet aspect of the human experience, the world as it is. And she's like, well, I mean, if I keep everyone around, I'll keep getting to have this, even if the people around don't care about me, even if Araragi doesn't care about me.
Well, and this also could be considered the example of when Araragi did care.
Yeah.
Because when he would think about Shinobu and he wants to make sure that Shinobu's doing okay, he would take her to get some donuts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because he knows that she likes donuts.
Yep.
It's been a long time since he's taken her to get donuts.
Yeah.
And the thing is that, like, she was hiding in his shadow, right? So it's and the thing is, what I loved about the whole Hachikuji thing is that they said you didn't even realize she had run away, right? Which goes to show what the conflict was, right?
Right.
Araragi,
wasn't paying attention.
Wasn't paying attention to her, right?
Yep.
And also the fact that, I mean, but she was still in his shadow.
Yep.
Right. Like, she was still in his shadow, and he just never realized it. So she's there just wondering, when is he gonna notice, when is he gonna figure it out? And then he dies. Okay, well,
yep,
it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah. I love the idea of her being desperate and taking out aggression on others. Now, here's something that, with all the stuff about mental health that Monogatari goes through and stuff. When someone feels alone, when someone feels lonely, and they have, their own basically, their slights essentially that they've received from others that end up building up and they're not able to process them. Taking out aggression on others is basically just a form of a dramatic expression, right?
Yeah.
It's basically a call out for attention. When a cat basically sees you come by it and, you haven't fed it recently or you haven't petted it in a while, and it will kind of jump out at you and attack your legs and what have you. When I see my cat doing that, or like when I had a cat, and when I saw my cat doing that, I generally knew that meant that it just wanted attention.
Yeah,
it didn't have this like grand scheme of I will kill the human one day.
It's just
but I have to attack the legs first so I can get the warm neck down to my level.
Yeah, there's something that's going on that's wrong, and I need it changed.
Yes, and I dramatically need to let everyone who's around me know so that they actually take me seriously. Damn it! But this is
one of the things that makes Shinobu such an enjoyable character for me is that at the beginning I thought she was going to be the kudere, right? And they, she held to that trope for a little bit when it was something that for her own stuff that she was dealing with, it made sense, right? That's where she was at, with that point in her life. So there you go, right? Yep. But that's not who she is, kind of a thing.
Right.
But the thing is that doesn't mean that those times when she's like that are any less real or important or meaningful or heavy, right? So the idea that it's like, no, yeah, here we are getting that one of those things I love so much, which is the contextualization for the kudere, right? Even though that's not the kind of thing that like we haven't seen Shinobu like that since then, really, right?
Right.
We haven't seen her wear a helmet since the end of Bake, right? Like, or timeline wise, right?
Right.
Which, like, the helmet, it's like I said, earlier, like protection against head pass, which was kind of what it ended up being, but but the idea that it's the shell, right, to keep herself safe, right? Not being willing to be vulnerable just yet, right?
And connect with Araragi.
Exactly. And here she is able to be vulnerable, right? She's able to talk about this stuff even if she's not fully ready to talk about everything. She's glad that he didn't ask her about why she ran away, and she doesn't even want to say exactly why she ran away here. She's able to open up about it.
In some ways, I kind of think that she hopes, and this is a thing I'd say most of us would hope in relationships, is that the person cares enough to be able to figure it out.
Yeah,
but
to be paying enough attention.
Often good enough. Good enough would be just some solid communication in that front. I loved that you caught on to this as well, as like that's some really good lines. Like, Shinobu is another question that if you don't want to, you don't have to answer. So listen with a light heart.
Yep.
I liked that line.
Yeah, that was
and
great.
Then actually ends up asking the question of how does our connection work?
Right.
And this is pretty big. Like, this is something I think we'd kind of already understood based on Kizu, how Kizu ends when they actually make this whole thing happen. But having it brought up here is interesting because this is something where if you were watching Monogatari linearly, this would be the first time that you'd known about this, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and man. And one of the things that I love about this is that it's basically saying that the actual dynamic that they have going on is very fragile, and it could be ended at pretty much any time, right? Which means that, okay, why hasn't Shinobu ended it before, right? She could have killed Araragi at any point.
Right.
So there's the idea of her caring about Araragi, right?
Right.
Then there's also the idea that maybe now that she's in this state, she doesn't really like the way that she was before.
Sure.
Right?
I think that's that she was lonely. I think it's basically that she loves the idea of getting to interact and connect with someone on
even
such
if
a
it's
simple human level.
right, even if it comes at such a cost.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then she comes to the conclusion that, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in the same way in which she lashed out with all of her emotion because she was probably lonely, feeling, ignored like this, she turned the world into a place where she was truly alone.
Yep.
And then killed herself, which,
one of my favorite lines from
a
show that you haven't seen, but
mm-hmm.
it's that loneliness is a disease that can end in death.
Wow. And then Araragi's being a good boy and helping her
mm-hmm.
cope with all of this and realize that it's not actually her fault at all.
And then they go from that heavy stuff
Yeah.
to let's go to Costco, the happiest place on earth, even in an apocalypse. Let's get a bunch of stuff.
The best place to go to in an apocalypse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially in an apocalypse, it'd be the happiest place.
I just love how they don't even care and they're just like, yep, there it is,
wait,
Costco.
No, Costu.
Oh my
It's
god,
two
that's
O's.
brilliant.
Wow.
The C is connected to the other O, so it's Costu. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't notice.
But yeah, they just go around, get a bunch of stuff, and then they have a party. Like because
they have a fireworks at the end of summer, kind of.
Right. There's definitely
it's not the end of summer, but
right.
Yeah.
It's a there's multiple reasons for why they're doing it. Right.
Yeah.
Both signaling to other people, which in a lot of ways is a very clever way to basically get Shinobu to be able to go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Araragi were to say, "Hey, let's light off some fireworks, let's have some good food, let's dress up and stuff," because you're not doing too great right now, and I want to cheer you up.
Yeah,
that probably would have.
Yeah,
Shinobu's very proud, right? Because she's also very much a tsundere, so she might not have been able to fully go along with that. But because no, we're signaling people, so that if anyone is still alive, they can come help, in a very real way, because then they could potentially take off the talisman. And then they just have this wonderful, happy moment. Yeah,
and I really want to pay attention or draw attention to this line here after Shinobu steps on his foot in, kind of a loving way. And she's like, it's not good to expect too much, but you can't do anything if you're being overly pessimistic.
And she was like, that couldn't have hurt too much.
Well, right. But it's like, if you wait thinking it's useless, nothing will come of it.
Yeah.
So...
Yep.
It's almost like she's saying how much this is this is helping her.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because she's not saying thank you.
Oh, right.
Literally. But she's saying thank you here.
Yeah. Because the thing is that with how she would have been at the end and how she was, before Kizu and whatnot, it's something where she was alone. So when you're waiting for nothing and you have eternity, that's
Hold on. I want to see actually who is talking here.
Oh.
Yeah. This is her talking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But then switching quickly to, it'd be better to think about how you'd communicate with the survivor who is lured out by this.
Right.
But I want to bring attention to this one as well. It'd be better to think about how you, Araragi, communicate with a survivor, me, who was lured out of hiding, out of her loneliness by this act of kindness and warmth.
Yeah. That's great. I love it.
And,
good job picking up on that.
And it's very clear that
the person might not be a girl of junior high age.
Yeah. That's the thing where they transition visually to a different scene here, because this one, it's very clearly the motifs of Araragi on the left and then Shinobu on the right. Yeah. And then you see the two of them together. Mm-hmm. They're staring just at the bright light of this whole thing, not the darkness of this whole environment. But then, once they mention the not junior high age, that there's another layer to this, which is Hachikuji. Then they switch over to this little light that's probably been trying to survive this whole time in this chaotic world. Oh right, no, this is the end of the summer because it's still August 21st or 22nd or 5th. I get this because they said 3 days later. So June 14th was the point of everything happened. Right. So
but they're still in August right now.
Right, but the idea that Hachikuji, if she's alive, would have had to survive the summer.
Right, so it would have only been 2 months.
Right, but that's a long time to survive
that's a very
alone.
Long time. Yeah.
I mean, unless there were others that she she fought with, and they.
Although, hey, if you can lock yourself up in a Costco, I mean, you know,
that's true. Just stay on the top shelf, and
or just drop the what's it things, you know, for when they close up.
Yeah, possibly. But these things do seem to have some kind of spectral quality, so they might not be limited by physical boundaries.
Maybe
because they show up here.
Like, I feel like that might be a
stylistic choice.
Stylistic choice. Because if they're zombies, like if they're basically, you know, although granted they vanish when the sun comes up, so there is that.
Yeah. But it's probably now going to be the explanation as to why we're going to see the two of them dual wielding swords.
Right. Although that okay, dual wielding swords, love it. Where do the other swords come from though? Because there's her one sword, right? But
they jump multiple times to keep pulling swords and then transporting them through time.
I mean, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it. Like,
maybe
it's
that's
going
where,
to be so cool.
Maybe that's where this arc continues, is that they accidentally, continue to try to fix things, spread the problem, you know?
I don't think...
They probably won't.
I don't think so. Like, I feel like now that they fully understand what the problem is, they'll be able to deal with it pretty effectively once they figure out how to get the talisman off to, you know, whatnot. And Hachikuji's probably going to be the one to do that.
But wow,
yeah.
Really, really good
Amazing
bit
episode.
of exposition to tell us what's going on here, and not only that, to show us the causal link in events that led to this happening here. In some stuff that, you know, there's no way you could predict exactly this stuff being the thing because of the absurdity of having time travel suddenly introduced in Monogatari.
Right.
But you could predict that Shinobu being a problem down the line for reasons that were connected to Araragi's actions being very much foreshadowed. So that's awesome.
Yeah, one of the things that I love that they did here is that from the previous episode, it's like, okay, the universe is destroyed. It's like, okay, you don't exactly know if it's something that's just based on how time travel works here, right? And you're not supposed to muck with time, or if it's something else, right? And the fact that they, I mean, of course, you know, it wasn't just time muckery stuff, because then that's way less interesting, right? It doesn't tie back to the characters, and all the stuff in Monogatari ties back to the characters. So the fact that they did this, thank you, Nisio Isin. You are amazing, and the way you did it, absolutely.
And we're
excellent.
Still in the middle of this whole story bit here with time muckery and stuff like that, and I can't wait to see older Hachikuji. That's going to be so awesome.
It's going to be fantastic.
So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there, and any level of support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us and the community about these stories, about anime in general. And you can also talk with Jacob about the book he wrote. It's pretty awesome.
Because I know you guys haven't heard about it before.
No, not at all.
Yeah. My sci-fi novel, Battle Lines, is available for purchase on Amazon. Links in the description. Go check out the reviews on there to see what other people thought. If you do get it, make sure to leave a review of your own.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.